There's been some subjects that I've been trying to sidestep because I just didn't feel like it was appropriate. But I think the TV news has already gone there, so I wanted to give you an opportunity to give your side of the story and explain. There's the situation that occurred in October, the domestic arrest, and then the order of protection that your wife filed, which she dismissed. I saw that. But
Yeah.
Would you like to address that and tell me from what happened there?
Well, I don't know. I want to, but I mean, my intention.
You didn't plead to the domestic stuff. You pled to the possession of a gun while intoxicated. So
Yeah.
The domestic stuff.
I mean, I've kept a black powder gun, the whole time I've been here because we do have bears, and I thought if there was an emergency situation or one of my kids were being hurt or something, I would have quick access to it being locked up in my truck.
Right.
And I just forgot about the part that you can't have it in your vehicle. I can have one in my home, but not in my vehicle, and I just that part kind of slipped my mind,
And I wouldn't even ask you about this, but it's already out there now, and that's why I felt now's the time to maybe broach the subject, because if you don't address it, it's just going to get worse. Speculation is just going to get worse. The report pretty much states from the police perspective what happened. Is that pretty much how it happened from your point of view also?
And what's that?
I guess there was like there was a accusation.
Well, my wife was trying to make me jealous so I'd come back, and it worked very well. So I come across the country as fast as that little truck would go. I wanted to go to Utah, and I had a job, pretty good job there, working in Park City and everything, and I wanted to move my family out there and sell the property, but I'm not the smartest guy in the world, and I've done everything the long way and everything, and and plus the cost of living in Utah is so sky high that it's just unbelievable. You can't even hardly find a house. When you do, it's so expensive. It's just unreal. I was glad to get back to Tennessee anyway. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happened out there. I was attacked in so many ways, like Satan himself was attacking me. Because I'm really trying hard to be a Christian, and stuff. So I got attacked in a lot of ways. And so I was actually glad to get back.
So she wanted you to come home and was trying to
exactly.
But there was kind of a confrontation, though, that when the police get involved, and it's up to the next level, I guess you say.
I mean, it's just one of the things,
And
she thought I was out there at Utah, and I was at my sister's house, and she was having a party, and I was trying to tell her that I was at my sister's house at this party, and me and my son, Josie, was getting some food, and I told her I need to go. And what I was trying to tell her was I need to go get in bed so I can drive to Park City that morning, because there was all kind of work out there, and they give me a good job out there. And what she heard was something totally different. We are partying and getting drunk or whatever, and she heard Lynn's voice in the background. She heard I got to go so I can continue partying, is what she heard.
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't the case. And I was, and I didn't elaborate a whole lot to her, so she thought she was thinking the worst. But actually, I was just trying to get in bed where I could go to work. And we was just getting some food and saying hello to my sister and everything like that, but she thought it was something totally different, and I understand that now. We didn't communicate as well as we should have,
When I asked the sheriff about all this stuff, he said it was not relevant to the investigation. But now that it's all coming out, I just I wanted you to be able to clear the air before.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Before that there's going to be so much speculation, especially that order of protection. That was not. That wording was not good. It said she fears for her safety, her mother's safety, and the children's safety.
Yeah, there was so much confusion when I first got back. She was still thinking on them same lines, and I didn't know anything about that until we was able to sit down and talk about every little thing that had happened. Then we started figuring out, and I was able to explain to her that wasn't the case. And just like I'm telling you now, I mean, we discussed all this, and it was like, well, what? We was both thinking in totally different directions, and was able to figure it all out, and, but yeah, the order of protection, I mean, it was just a fight between me and her friends and her mother. Mm-hmm. And they knew I had the black powder pistol in my glove box, so they used that against me.
How long have you been married?
I'm not sure. It's been since Summer was a baby, I think.
Yeah.
Or, it's been so long ago. It was at a friend of mine's house, Mrs. Trent. I'm trying to remember. I don't know. I'm not good with dates and everything like that.
When Summer was a baby, so probably 5 years or so. Well, here's another sticky one. The situation with your oldest son. In his previous criminal history, and his conviction as a sexual offender against children. That's a pretty big red flag, and I asked you about that the first time we spoke.
Yeah. Well, let me elaborate if you don't mind.
Sure.
Okay, if here in Tennessee, say for instance, your boy or one of your kids, is 17, and the one he's with, say he's 18 and she's 17 or something like that. Okay, in other states, so especially like Utah, you're probably not going to ever get out of prison. But here in Tennessee, they look at there's got to be so many years difference between them. Mm-hmm. Okay, but in Arkansas, where he was arrested, they don't care about that. But here in Tennessee, he would have never went to jail, and he would have got to raise his boy, and everything probably would have been fine. But in Arkansas, total different story. I mean, there's got to be a certain amount of years between them. And there was only 18 months, maybe, a year, I don't know, between them.
Oh, was that a situation like she was like 16 or 17 and he was...
Yeah, like 18 or 19, and she was, it was only like 18 months difference.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That charge
had a baby.
Look a lot worse then.
Yes, it does, and it's wrong. It is wrong. There's a lot of, yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well, see,
and I'll even have him call you if you want me to, and he could probably explain it better to you.
Well,
he's a good kid.
When we spoke the first time, you said that you talked. You said that you talked to him and that he was in Utah when this all happened.
No, they was in Arkansas.
Oh, he was in Arkansas when this all happened.
Yes, sir, and he done time in Arkansas State Prison.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, when Summer went. When Summer went.
Oh yeah. He's in Utah. Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think the police have already alluded to this, but there's no connection between him and what happened to Summer.
No way he would ever even think of something like this. I mean, when I first told him, he bawled like a little baby. My sisters all cried, and there's so many good Christian folks around here. I didn't even realize till this happened how many good people there are around here.
Well, do you want to talk about what happened to you in Utah? What your previous criminal history was?
I really don't want to talk about all that stuff, and Utah's a whole different ballgame than Tennessee.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the Mormon state. I call it the moron state. Sorry.
Yeah.
and that's just how I feel. I know there's a lot of good Christians. There's Mormons that are good Christians that are trying to be good Christians, but the whole Mormon thing, I stick strictly with the Bible. So if I don't agree with the Bible, then, and I'm not trying to put any Mormons down because I know there's a lot of good Christian folks in the Mormon church, and I just don't believe the Book of Mormon.
Well, what was your conviction for?
I've had, several charges over the years. I used to have, I don't know if I should elaborate on any of that, but I just.
Okay, it's your choice. I'm not gonna go.
It's not anything good. I never used to be. I wasn't really a Christian when I was younger, and I found God in prison. I started studying the Bible intently because I wanted to change, and that's when I got to know God and became a real trying hard to be a Christian. Of course, I backslid multiple times, but I'll never let it happen again.